What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Throwback Thursday. We are still doing our Pokemon FireRed Nuzlocke somehow. We've run into a lot of luck. We're only losing a Pokemon every like 3 or 4 episodes. So hopefully, with a bunch of fishermen coming our way, that won't change. I think this guy's got the 6 magic cards though, so I think I'm fucked. God damn it, he does. Okay. We also beat Sabrina last episode. She almost took out 2 members of our team, but both Bulbabutt and Zinx have some goddamn resilience in them, so I give that credit. But yeah, now that we're done with that, we are going to continue to answer the questions. I have a few more here. Not too many more, but enough for things to remain interesting. Let's go Rhaegar. Rhaegar could probably use the levels. I know I'm going to have to get Plessy up some levels before we fight, what's-his-face, that smelly guy, Blaine. But I'm not too concerned about that right now. Like I said, I'm more concerned about... Wow, holy shit. Magikarp at level 27 has, like, no HP. Holy crap. But we do have a few more questions here that I would like to get answers for. A couple of curious ones. One of them is, what's my favorite evolution? That's Espeon. I feel like I answered that in an anonymous question video before, but my favorite evolution is without a doubt Espeon. I don't know, it's something weird with Espeon. I've always had an affinity for it. It's a good psychic type. It levels high with friendship. And on top of that, it's a little cat. And I may not be the ultimate fan of cats, with my sister's cats annoying me whenever I wanted to record before, but beyond that, I love Espeon. It's such a good Pokemon. And if I ever use Evolution, have to use an Evolution in a game, I usually default to Espeon, unless I have another Psychic type in the plan. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I know a lot of people like Umbreon, a lot of people like Sylveon, and Jolteon, and Flareon. Everybody has their favorite, but if you ask me, in my personal opinion, my favorite will always be Espeon. So good. And that's why Michael Kingston has the Espeon that the Eevee he started with becomes an Espeon, and it ends up being the heart of his team. And that's why when that Espeon dies in Michael Kingston's story, it's so like traumatizing to him. It was not just a Pokemon; it was his best friend. Next question. Wait, Yu-Gi-Oh question. I haven't gotten any of these in a while. Do you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links anymore? I do not, actually. And that's only because, like, for a while, I used to always get into it, and I would play it for, like, maybe, like, an hour a day. Some online matches, leveling up some characters and stuff like that. But my issue with Duel Links is the fact that when it first came back, it was sort of like what Pokemon Go did for Pokemon, where it, like, sort of, like, rejuvenated the franchise and brought old faces back. But once you start to add the newer elements to it, it starts to lose its luster. Like, I noticed that when they introduced, well, when I first played Duel Links, it was when it first started, so it was obviously whoever gets their Blue Eyes White Dragon out first wins, basically. Nowadays, of course, now it's got all those special tricks to it, and you got a bunch of Pokemon and shit like that. I mean, monsters and shit like that. But back then it was that, and I didn't mind that because it's fun. It's a matter of how you can get to your Blue Eyes faster. And then I got a new phone, and I didn't play the game, and then I downloaded it, I think during the pandemic. And by that point, they had already brought the synchros in, and I just played the game like I knew how to play it. And then I started to get into Cyber Dragon cards. And then long story short, I get into the Cyber Dragon cards, start playing them, start collecting them as actual cards. And then they nerfed Cyber Dragon really hard in like a patch for the game, where the point where they like crippled its deck usage. But the problem with that is they never crippled like any other archetype as badly as they did Cyber Dragon. So for me, it was like, okay, so I gotta learn how to use different archetypes. So I learned about Aramages, I learned about the Red Eyes and the Blue Eyes archetypes. I learned about the Dark Magician archetype. I learned about the Elemental Heroes. I learned about, what was the other one I was using a lot? The Aramages and stuff like that. Then when they brought, I was a little iffy on Xyz summons, I believe they're called, the black ones. The black cards, and I was a little off with it. But once I got in the hang of it, I had so much fun with Xyz cards. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I've been giving Yu-Gi-Oh! A bad rep for a while. Maybe it's due with some. Maybe it's due. It's done its due of me laughing at all the stupid little rules that they've been making for it. And then they brought the pendulum summoning in, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's dumb, but I can see what you were trying to do with this. Everstone. I'm like, what the hell does he have? I see what they were trying to do, but it really wasn't that interesting. And I looked at the archetypes, and I was like, none of these jump out at me. Like, literally, none of these archetypes are jumping out at me. And I don't know if it's because... Oh, you confused my Rhaegar, you piece of shit. Alright. My only hope is that Seadra does not know Twister. If it does, we might be in trouble. It does not. At least it appears to not. But like the pendulum summoning, I was like, eh. I was playing so much with the Xyz anyways that it was fun and I could live with that. So I'm like, eh, I don't need to worry too much about it. Let's do Razor Leaf and Full Heal on Rhaegar. But then you got to the Link summoning, and I'm like, yeah, this is getting dumb. Oh, and then the last hope for me, in my opinion, for the game was, actually no, I want to give you an item to keep you alive. I need you to get experience, Rhaegar. The last hope for me was when they brought that newest one in, the speed duels or rush duels, where you can summon multiple monsters at a time, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But then, like, it wore off very quickly, so it's like, you expect that it's gonna be good, but it ends up not being that good, and it's like, oh, this wasn't as fun as I was led to believe it is. But I did try. It's not like I just stopped playing in general and was like, oh, this is so not me. But I tried with all of these formats. Like, Synchro Summoning, I will never like. It's so dumb, in my opinion. But, XZ Summoning, I enjoyed. Pendulum Summoning was like, okay. And then Link Summoning, no, I don't fucking... It's so stupid and overly complicated. And then if you fuck up even once, you can't get a strategy down. It's just... It's not PogChamp. Let's just say that. It ain't PogChamp. But yeah, I stopped playing, I think at some point in 2023, I just was like, eh, I'm bored. This game, it's not doing anything for me. As much as I would like it to do, it's not doing anything for me. It's unfortunate, but sometimes you just outgrow games. The next question, let me see. healed. There you go, this fisherman. The next question is... I kind of answered that one already, so skip that one. It was basically when's my next trip planned trip to Disney? 2027 is when I said. Could change, but as of this moment, it's planned to be 2027. The next question. Ooh, here's a good one. Are you planning to do compilations for all of the remaining years of VHS's existence, of the Disney VHS's? Yes. I do plan on ultimately covering as many of them as I can. The problem I will point out is the further you go into the future of like VHS, the rarer the tapes are to pick up. So like there's like an anomaly where you've got like it's like the super old days of VHS, the tapes are super rare and worth a lot of money. Then as videotapes became more mainstream, they start losing that value money, and then by the mid-90s, a lot of the top-selling tapes are like worthless now, so like the original Lion King tape, or Snow White, or something like that, those aren't worth much. But then as you get into like the early to mid-2000s, those tapes stop being super valuable too, specifically because everyone was jumping over to DVD by that point. So it's like, those tapes start to get harder and harder to pick up. Like, you guys know how much I was looking for the Platinum Edition of Aladdin, which is now the second latest VHS, most recent VHS I own in my collection. I think the only one that's later than that I own is the Dunces and Dragons SpongeBob one. And even then, that's just because I love that fucking special. I love Dunces and Dragons so much. It's one of like my favorite, one of my favorite SpongeBob things in general. Oh, nobody. Oh, a couple of swimmers. That's good. Come at me, bro. I want to battle. There we go. But like, yeah, I do plan on working on them. Just don't be shocked if they take me a long time to get to, because yeah, they're gonna be a while. They're gonna be a while. Hell, especially since I'm just gonna be uploading compilation 1999 in June. So then, since I'm working on Supreme editions as well, we have to do the Supreme editions, I believe, for 90. The early ones, then we also have to do 96, 97, and 98. So I think we're going to do a Supreme Edition for the holidays. Leech Seed. Fucker, don't you dare rapid spin my ass. So yes, I do plan on doing them eventually. It's just probably not going to be, like, anytime soon. Like I said, I want to do 2 compilations a year, basically. And as long as I can do that, I will be a very happy boy. The next question is also in the similar vein. Will you be doing compilations of other VHS tapes? No. The reason I'm not doing that is because I am a Disney collector by trade. So I collect the stuff that Disney puts out. You can disagree with it all you want. That's just the way I am. I do have a lot of other non-Disney VHS tapes, but I won't say that I have like an infinite amount of them, and as you guys know, I don't have an infinite amount of space either. I'm limited in my apartment, and I don't have like completely flawless space at the moment, so I can't just keep pumping in videos as I need. I need to limit myself in terms of what I can take, what I can withstand, and because Disney is more important to me than any of the other companies, I'm leaning more towards that. So if I have to make VHS sacrifices for space, I will most likely be sacrificing non-Disney tapes. That doesn't mean like I don't value them and I wouldn't make like videos of them in the future, but for the time being, I'm not focusing too much on them right now. Next up is another one. Are you going to be doing another collection video anytime soon? Oh, you mean like the ones where I show you everything? I don't know. The last one I did was in 2020, so I could be. You could technically say I am overdue for giving you guys one. So I wouldn't say like it's out of the realm of possibility, but I don't think I'm gonna be like showing off like the whole shebang shabong. You know what I mean? Like what I did during 2020, that was simply because I had a lot of other things I was working on at the time, and I didn't want to jeopardize any of that. So that's the reason why I did that. And also honestly, while I have added a lot of tapes to the collection, I've also really not added too much. So it's pretty much a lot of, if I do it the same way, it's going to be the same thing like it was back in 2020. And then on top of that, I also have significantly less recording time for that now. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword. So I don't think it's in my immediate plans, but I can definitely consider them that it's a high possibility that I would do it in the future, at least, because I still haven't shown off my very slim Blu-ray collection or my DVD collection. And then, honestly, they're not as extensive as you'd think. For the DVDs, it's pretty much what I didn't have on Blu-ray, and then the Blu-rays are just the movies I wanted on Blu-ray. So, like, I have a couple of MCU movies. I have the first couple seasons of Dragon Ball. I have the big 4 Disney movies. Jungle Book, Snow White, Frozen. And then that's about it. Like, I don't have anything else. I didn't really, like, jump and be like, hey, I want this one. Oh, Jesus. No PP left, huh? Oh, you piece of literal dog shit. You literal piece of dog shit. Fuck you, War Turtle. Whatever. Yeah, I don't really want to really show those. My video game collection's gotten pretty extensive, but again, it's mostly been Switch stuff that's been upgraded or added to. Like, I'm not buying too many retro games anymore because goddamn, those have become so supremely, stupidly expensive. Cool, we're at Cinnabar Island. Okay. First things first, we gotta heal because Bulbabutt needs all of his PP back. It's super important for him to do that. I think the rest of this episode, we're gonna be focusing on catching and acquiring some Pokemon outside of the Pokemon Mansion, of course. Move Pokemon. First things first. Pidgey first, or Zazu, sorry. You go here. Zinx, you come here. Yeah, we're gonna have to get Plessy's gonna have to carry the next episode when we go to the Pokemon Mansion. But first things first, let's go pick up a few new Pokemon. Because because the fossils are gifts, I'm not counting them as like, oh, you can't get multiple there. And if you do want me to count multiple, then I will go for Aerodactyl. But since I don't plan on using either of them anyway, this is mostly for Dex fodder. The only one I would really consider using is Aerodactyl, so if you guys think I can't use Omanite now, I'll live with that. But like I said, considering it's like, what's it call it? Oh, it's a girl. Fossilla. No, not Fossilk. Fossilla. There you go. Alright, and then, if you guys think I shouldn't use Omanite, that's fine. I won't use it, and hell, I'll fucking release it if you want. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But that's the and that's the way it is. I don't really plan on doing any of those anytime soon. Next question. I don't have any fossils anymore, I'm sorry. The guy doesn't want to talk to me when I don't have fossils for him. I feel bad. Got time for one more question. The last question for this is... Ooh, right, similar question, but not like where it's like, oh, it's repetitive. Why do you not do fan openings anymore? And the reason for that is, like I said, it's just time. I don't have time anymore. I would love to have time for you guys. I have a horsey already, so I'm gonna see if there's anything rarer or more rare over here. If it's not, then I can just say, like, fuck it, I don't care. Oh, Shelter! There you go, beautiful. Another water type to use. Leech Seed first. And then we'll heal it. One of the big reasons I don't do fan openings anymore is because, like I said, I simply just don't have the time to go through all my footage and make the openings constantly, because I've seen the rate you guys ask other guys to make openings for, and while I'm sure and I'm very thankful that they can do that, understand that, like, I do so many other things. I'm doing LPs, I'm doing unboxings, I'm doing my Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck crap, I'm doing Throwback Thursday, stuff with Mark. I physically cannot do more than I already am. So, that may be a bit of a cop-out answer to you guys, and if it is, I apologize, but I can't do too many fan openings anymore. I am going to be considering doing some fan openings for, like, the little in-between days when we have openings due. Sheldon. That's the most obvious name we can name him. Did it not give Omanite its nickname? I'm actually curious about that. If it didn't, then that's a perfect example for me not to use it. Let's see. Oh, no, it did give God his nickname. Okay, cool. And then that means it gave Fossilla her nickname. Okay, cool. And I believe that means we have 50 Pokemon. We do! Holy shit, I have the XP share accessible to me now. I don't think I'm going to be using it immediately because, well, the only Pokemon that really need... The only two Pokemon that need to level up are Rhaegar and Plessy. And Plessy really needs to level up on her own merits. So, yeah. Thank you guys for joining me. This is the end of this recording session. I'm your friendly neighborhood NMan64. Join me next time for the next Throwback Thursday, whether it's in a few minutes or next week, I don't know. But we take on the Pokemon Mansion and get Plessy some much-needed experience. She needs it, girls. Oh, guys. Oh, he needs it, guys. If he doesn't get it, then we will definitely need to use one of those water types we just got. Potentially Sheldon. Who the hell knows? Until we meet again, my lovelies, sayonara.